Hey guys, and welcome back to Everything DIY. Today we're going to be doing a comprehensive review of the Thinkware F770 dash cam. What this review is going to include is the unboxing, overview of all the features, installation, utilization of the camera, and of course our thoughts on the product. First off, we want to thank blackboxmycar.com for sending us this awesome quality dash cam, which is something we've been looking for some time. And if you're looking to maybe purchase this product, of course, we have a link down in the description below where you can do that. Before getting into the review, I kind of want to talk about what led us to getting this camera, and I'd say it's probably one of the most frequently asked questions on our channel is what dash cam we'd recommend, and we couldn't answer this question honestly, so we kind of avoided it because we weren't too happy with the one that we'd installed previously. When we recommend a product to our community, we really want to make sure that we're giving good advice and that it's a solid buy. We don't want to just throw anything out there for you guys. So we did a lot of research into a lot of different products, and we had quite a few companies sending us information about the dash cams that they had available. And so when Black Box My Car reached out to us about the F770, we just jumped on it. We were like, yes, we'd love to take this high quality product with such good reviews and see if we can relay that information to our community. So let's jump into the unboxing. Here we have the dash cam itself. It's a nice looking box. Get it open. Yeah, so here's the main unit. Nice. It's pretty nice. Low profile, decently small. It's got some nice buttons on the outside and looks like it's got an area for a mount here. Okay, let's get into this here. Okay, instructions, information, obviously. Oh, looks like we found that mount here. Okay, so it looks like included in the box it comes with, cigarette lighter plug. Just a heads up, we're doing a full install for this camera in our new CX5, and you can see that here. In our install, we didn't use the included adapter. Instead, we used the hardwire kit that plugs into the car's fuse box. This can be optionally purchased at Black Box My Car as well. So we also have an optional memory card in here. Looks like they included that. Yeah, heads up, you will need a memory card for this dash cam, and we do suggest at least a 32 gigabyte one. And then there's just some auxiliary stuff. Some stickers. Cool. And that's it. This box here we have the optional rear view camera. This allows the F770 to film in both directions simultaneously, which is pretty cool. Okay, looks like it's a nice small rear camera that looks pretty compact and discreet. Oh, yeah, and sweet. A wire that looks long enough to reach the back of the car, hopefully. Yep, that's quite a bit of wire. Installing this camera is relatively simple. You can either use the provided cigarette lighter or get the most out of it by hardwiring it into your fuse box. If you don't mind loosening a couple of panels and doing some minor crimping, I highly recommend hardwiring to get awesome features like parking mode. To hardwire, first we choose a location for the main camera. Next we plug in the camera and run the power wire inside the headliner, then down to the fuse box. Once you locate your fuse box, use wire taps to attach the red wire to a fuse that always receives power, even when the car is off, and the yellow wire to a fuse that only receives power when the ignition switch is on. Now we need to connect this black wire to a chassis ground. For us, it was this bolt here. Once you've done all that, your camera should have power. If you have the optional rear view camera, first find a spot where you would like to mount it. Typically this is either the back of the car in the rear view window or somewhere in the front where you can capture the entire cabin. We chose the rear view window. Next we grab our wire and run it from the front camera following to the back camera along the outside of the headliner. Now we can plug in our rear camera and mount it in a secure and unobstructed location. To watch a full detailed DIY on how we installed this dash cam, you can find that video link here and in the video description. This camera records in full 1080p Full HD at 30 frames per second using a Sony CMOS sensor. You can also purchase a rear view camera that can simultaneously record in the same quality. The camera also actively adjusts the color range and exposure so that the image remains clear at all times of the day. You also have a low light option to prevent degradation of the video quality for cases when lighting is extremely low, such as dim parking lots. Some of the cool tech features of this camera include the onboard GPS that can optionally embed your active speed into the video. Also aids in alerting you of oncoming red light cameras or speed traps that may be approaching. Some of the unexpected features we discovered were lane departure and front collision warning. Sensitivity and speed engagement for these features can be adjusted to the driver's liking or totally disabled altogether. One of the most useful and I'd say advanced features for this camera is parking mode. We want to focus on this a bit because we've tried other dash cams that had similar features before, but the drawbacks far outweighed any benefits, so we always disabled them. Thinkware does an excellent job that not only makes this feature usable but desirable. So what parking mode is the ability to record activity while you're away from the car. Parking mode can either be activated by detecting camera motion or if an impact is detected by its onboard G sensor. Parking mode can record in either a normal frame video or a time-lapse video. The difference is the time-lapse video only records at 1 frame per second. This is an excellent choice for those seeking to keep surveillance up for the longest, since it only takes 1 frame per second video clip. It ensures low power usage and requires less storage. What makes parking mode on this camera so great is the adjustability. Not only can you adjust the sensitivity for the detection and type of video, you can also decide when to cut the camera off. What I mean by this is you can actually tell the camera to disable this feature if the car's battery gets too low. This is what we've never found in other cameras we tested. I can tell you from experience that having a dash cam kill your battery on multiple occasions is not fun. So the app is where all the videos, features, and settings can be viewed or modified. The app is called Dashcam Viewer and it's freely available in the Apple or Google App Store. Dashcam Viewer connects to the main unit using onboard Wi-Fi. If you're wondering why Wi-Fi and not Bluetooth, it's because Wi-Fi has a higher bandwidth to stream videos and make changes more quickly. With this app, you can change all the settings we discussed previously. Some of the options in the app include viewing or deleting previously recorded videos, changing memory card settings like the memory card format, partition settings, and overwrite settings, changing camera settings, including brightness of the camera, and enabling the wide dynamic range. You also have a lot of options for the parking mode recording settings, like changing the motion and impact sensitivity and timers and voltage cutoffs. Additionally, you have the ability to modify or totally disable road safety settings like lane departure warning and forward collision avoidance. Some of the system settings include camera language, alert volume, security LED enablement, time zone settings, and changing the speed unit. So let's just start off with some of our criticisms of the camera. The first thing right out the door is the default settings. Once we hooked the camera up, we didn't touch any of the settings, we just started driving. Quickly found out that it can be quite annoying. The reason was really it boiled down to lane departure warning and the forward collision warnings. By default, these settings are enabled with high sensitivity. So anytime you got too close to a car or were not perfectly in the center of your lane, you would get an audible alert. If you can imagine, it became quite annoying real fast. Once I finally got into the app, though, I was able to adjust and disable these settings to my liking, of course.
Since my CX5 already has these in the system, I just disabled them altogether. Another small criticism is regarding connecting the app to the Wi-Fi. In order to connect it, you have to physically push the Wi-Fi button on the unit and wait for the connection to establish before the app could launch. I found if you didn't connect the Wi-Fi to your phone quick enough, the camera would just turn Wi-Fi off altogether and you'd have to start the process all over again. Once you get the hang of this though, it's pretty easy. The last thing that bugged me was adjusting the camera height. On the side of the main unit, there's a slot where you can stick a coin in to move the camera up or down to get the right recording height. We found this clicking mechanism that locks the camera place to be a little too tight. We found it easier to just literally grab onto the camera lens or push or pull up instead. We honestly found the main unit to be really nicely designed overall. As far as size and ergonomics go, we found it to be quite perfect. We mounted it to the front of our car window, and to be honest, it looks like it's part of our car. Also, there's this little door here where you can hide the wires, and we love this. For those of you who like seamless installation, look no further. Another thing we liked is the camera's recording quality. It can record in surprisingly high quality in both directions simultaneously. Compared to our old camera, we find it very easy to see small details, which can be very valuable if you're ever in a collision. Lastly, I think one of the best features on this camera is parking mode. Having a camera that can actively and smartly monitor your car while you're away is quite awesome. If you have the optional rear view camera, it just makes the security so much better. Also, since this camera is connected to the battery and does not reply to its own internal battery, it can record and capture in parking mode a lot more reliably. On our previous dash cam, the parking mode relied on its own tiny battery power that lasted all of 10 minutes before it stopped working. Additionally, since this Thinkware has the ability to monitor your car's battery, it can be set up in a way where it doesn't kill your battery.
So pretty safe to say that we really like this dash cam. It's probably our favorite of all the ones we've tried in terms of quality, features, reliability. Overall, yes, our favorite, and would certainly recommend it. We also have that full install video right there, so check that out. It's available for you. Of course, I'm very excited that we have this in the new car. I feel like it's very well protected now, that CX5, and will definitely catch some good evidence if we should need it down the line. If you want to pick one of these up for yourself, of course, that link to blackboxmycar.com is down below. And we have a coupon code for you that's just our channel name, everythingdiy. That's $15 off orders of $250 or more, so you may get some money off if you use that code. And what else can I say? I think we've said pretty much everything possible about it up to this point, so either you're interested or you're not, but I obviously recommend that you check it out for yourself. Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it for us. Thanks again to Black Box My Car for sending us this cam. We're really excited about it. And oh yeah, if you're new, subscribe, and if you like this video, please thumb it. And any questions or comments, leave them below as always, and we will see you in our next one. Bye!